Good morning. Happy Monday. We are going to get started in like 5 minutes. I just want to give a few more minutes to people to jump on. So bear with us and we'll get started in a few. Okay, good morning again. So for those of you that do not know me, my name is Bree Shirley and I am the social media coordinator for Tucker. I've been in this position for a little over a year now. So I'm kind of the social media guru. Did I say it? Guru? Yeah, guru. Social media expert. And I'm still kind of getting used to calling myself that because it's hard for me to believe that this many people look at me for advice. But today we are talking about Facebook Live, why you should do it, the benefits of using it, and then I'll show you at the very end how to access going live on your mobile device and your laptop or desktop. I think it's easier to go live on your phone or your iPad. I think those are the easiest two forms. I think that's the only way that I've ever gone live. It's just more convenient and I think a little bit easier than your desktop. So the importance, very unique content. It's cost effective, aka it's free. It creates excitement with your followers. You can better connect with your audience directly. You can have increased awareness for events. So if you ever have a client appreciation event, you can go live before, during, and after it to kind of increase that awareness for that event. You can drive more traffic to your Facebook business page or personal page, which is kind of my preference. You can see real-time engagement, and then you get to keep that engagement. So your live videos live on forever. So once you go live, I encourage you not to delete them as soon as you finish that video, but to just keep them on your page. It makes you look like a real person, even if you do mess up. So keep those. They live on forever. And then all of that engagement that you receive during that video stays there. And then not to mention, people can still access that video later on. So in a month later, people can still go back and watch that video for the first time or a replay of it. And then it helps with your Facebook algorithm. So why go live? So Facebook Live videos are watched 3 times more than a pre-recorded or a traditional video that you upload to Facebook, and those live videos receive 6 times more engagement than a pre-recorded video. Helps with your algorithm, like I said before, and the more you go live and the more consistent you are with going live, Facebook will start to see you as an active page. So the more that they'll shove that video out to your friends and followers, the more engagement you'll receive, etc. And then businesses that use Facebook Live grow 49% faster year over year than those that don't. And then to talk about engagement, what I mean by that are comments and then shares. So I'll tell you a little bit later that you need to make that live video public before you go live. That way, people that you're not friends with can still see that. So if you have friends and followers in your current circle, in your current network that are sharing your video, their friends and followers that you're not friends with can see that, comment, like, etc. So engagement really just means likes, comments, and shares, which, as you know, Facebook is engagement-centric. So the more engagement you're receiving and the more you're getting, the better your algorithm and the more eyes that will be on your post at all times. So live content ideas. So behind the scenes, so whether or not you're working at home that day, you're working at a coffee shop, you're meeting a buyer, you're meeting a potential listing client, whatever the case is, you can go behind the scenes and kind of show how you prepare for that type of meeting. You can do a Q&A. So I know real estate, there's questions in real estate every single day, and a lot of people have those exact same questions, and I'm sure you get the same questions from your clients daily. But going live and doing a live Q&A and answering those questions, that is a great idea. Discuss trending and appropriate topics. So I would kind of stay away from anything political, religious, anything that is giving yourself a hard stance on where you stand in that topic. So by trending, I mean if it's National Coffee Day or if it's National Taco or Margarita Day, things like that you can go live about if you're at somewhere participating in that day. But kind of stay away from if you are getting ready to go live over something and you think to yourself, I really don't know if I should do this, don't, because that probably means that you shouldn't. So interviews, and I know there's a couple agents that already do this. They go to restaurants around town, local restaurants around town, and they interview the owner or the manager, and then they'll write a blog post on that later. But interviewing people live, so local coffee shops, boutique owners, restaurant owners, if you had a really, really good transaction and you're, now friends with that client, it was a super positive experience for them, go live with them and have them do a live testimonial review on Facebook. Cooking your favorite recipe. So you hear me preach all the time about how you need to be posting real life stuff that you're passionate about outside of real estate. So things that make you outside of real estate, because you guys are more than a real estate salesperson or a real estate agent. So going live and cooking your favorite recipe, or you're an inside view at an event. So you're at a concert, you're at a play, you're at your client appreciation event, etc. And then introducing new team members. A couple people do this already, and I think it's a really good idea just to kind of get your new team member in front of people, and then just to show that your team's growing and you have that help if you have the team of experts to help with your clients. So I think that's really important to do as well. Before you go live, I think is the most important piece. So if you don't listen to anything that I say here, but you really want to go live, please, please, please look at this slide, because I think it's the most important. So plan out your lives. So if you're planning on going live next Friday to talk about X topic, you need to let your audience know you'll be going live, what time you'll be going live, and the date that you're going live. And I say that because that way you're pre-promoting that event. You can post it a couple times before you go live, and you're creating that hype and that excitement. That way when you do go live, people know that you're going live, they'll be available, and they're ready to watch. You also want to engage and interact with your newsfeed for maybe 5 minutes prior to going live. And that just means scrolling through your newsfeed, liking and commenting on posts from your circle of friends. And then if you've gone live before, go back to that video and make a comment on that video saying, hey, I'm going live in 10 minutes, hope you'll join me. If you've never gone live, don't worry about that. But if you're interacting and engaging with your newsfeed at least 5 to 10 minutes prior to going live, those people are going to see your comment, they're going to see your like, and they're going to get a notification that you're going live. So the odds of those people watching are higher than if you're not interacting with anybody at all prior to going live. Make sure you have a good description of your video, and I will show you this in the screenshots here in a second. You have to have a title, and I didn't have this for a long time. I had a Facebook group, a beauty group that was private, that was only for my customers, and I never put a description of why I was going live. I never did. And come to find out, if you have a good description of your videos in a group or a business page, or even on your personal page, and it's a public video, people can search for that topic, and they can find it later on. So if you don't have a good description, or if you don't have anything in that description of why you're going live, no one knows why to watch it, and they don't know why you want them to watch it, and they have no source to go back to and search for it if they wanted to watch it again, or if they wanted to have their friends watch it, etc. So make sure you have a good description, and don't do what I did, because it doesn't help you. And then make sure your live video is set to public, because if you are not friends with somebody, so let's say 5 of your friends on your friend list shared your video, and you're not friends with half of their friends or any of their friends and followers, no one is going to be able to see that video because it's not public. And actually, they won't even be able to share it, because that share button on that video will not be available if it's not public. And our whole point of posting on Facebook is to be posting shareable content. So you want people to share what you're posting. During the live, these are another very important steps that you need to take. Always introduce yourself. Again, I was really bad at that, because at the time in the group that I was going in, I really didn't have any change of members. So they were always the same people that were watching. I really didn't have any new people that joined. It was just always the same people. So I always interacted with the same people, and they already knew me. However, if you're going live on your personal page and you're constantly adding to your network, which you should be doing, not everybody knows you. And so it's always good to introduce yourself to those new friends and followers, just in case that they don't know you and they want to know why you're going live and why they should follow you. So if you have a planned agenda for that live video, give your viewers a breakdown of what they can expect from your video, and then constantly be talking to your audience. So I know some of the celebrities that go live, and they've got 5,000 people watching, it's very hard for them to say hi to everybody when they pop on or to pull out questions when people ask. But if you're familiar with Rachel Hollis, her and her husband go live every single day at 9 a.m. Eastern, and I missed it today. But they go live every day, and she, even when they have 5,000 or 6,000 people watching, she's still looking through those comments and trying, as she sees something, to pull that out and answer that question for her viewers. So it's still very important. It makes you feel really special when she pulls your question out. However, we're probably not on that 5,000 viewer level. But even when you have 30 or 40 people watching, it's still always nice, if you can, to call out those people by name when they pop on to watch. So, you know, you always say, hi, Ann, I don't ever, ask how they are. You can, if you don't have very many people watching at the time, you can kind of start that conversation with them. But I always say, hi, Marie, as soon as somebody pops on, even if they don't stay on. At least you call them by name. Everybody else watching thinks that you have a ton of people watching because you keep calling out all these people. And then you always want to answer their questions. You want to be you. You want to be casual. And somebody told me the other day that just pretend like you're drinking wine and chatting with your friends. And if wine's not your drink of choice, tea, coffee, beer, whatever the case is.
Hey guys, it's Melissa here. I want to interject for 1 second about this point here about talking to your audience. The first time I hopped onto one of Bree's live videos, honestly, I don't even think I realized what it was. And Bree and I are very close. And so I, hit this button. I couldn't realize what was going on. And within seconds, all of a sudden I heard, hey, Melissa, and it snapped me, back to attention, and it kept me hanging on. Even though Bree and I talk about this type of stuff all the time anyway, I stayed on that video. It was that personal connection. It did make me feel special. And really what it is it drew me back in. Because we all click on stuff, and then you get distracted. So I thought it was really neat, and I will attest to that point.
I think she's lying. I think the only reason that she joined in to watch that video was probably because my daughter was on. And let's be honest, the only reason people watch my live videos is because Aria's on there. But yes, I do really believe that you add that personal touch in, and people want to stick around and see what you're going to have to say. So I think that's very, very important. If you don't do any of those other things, at least say hi to those people when they jump on your live. Don't pay attention to the viewers tally in the top left-hand corner. I think that's where it is, because that will fluctuate the entire video. So you can immediately, within the first 35 seconds, have 15 people on to watch. But then, maybe 3 or 4 minutes down the line, depending on what your content is, you can lose people. And that might not have anything to do with your content. It might be time to get the kids off the bus. It might be time to cook dinner. It might be time to get the kids in bed. So you really don't know why those people are leaving. It might not have anything to do with you. It might just be things that are out of your control, or they get distracted. They get a text message, they get a phone call, and then they get out of the video and forget to go back in, which is great. Because it's there, it's on your feed, they can come back and watch at a different time. So I always like to do this too, and I have read different opinions on whether or not you should do this or not, because Facebook doesn't like when you have 75 people commenting on a post or a live video the exact same comment. So the way around this, I like to ask viewers to answer a question or drop their favorite emoji. So comment their favorite emoji if they're joining you live. And that just amps up your engagement, because even though it's not a really exciting comment, that's still a comment. And that's still Facebook seeing active comments and Facebook seeing that you're actively live, and they'll push that video out to more of your followers. So, and to avoid having everybody comment that exact same, drop a red heart emoji in the comments if you're watching me live right now. To avoid that same monotonous comment, ask them a question. What are you doing this weekend? What's your favorite thing to do in fall? What's your favorite dessert? What's your favorite wine? Whatever the case is. I really don't like wine that much. I don't know why I always talk about it. I drink it, but you would think that it's my favorite thing. So ask them a question. That way not everyone is answering the same comment, and Facebook won't see that and notice it and stop pushing your video out. The only time that I do ask people to comment the same thing is if they're watching the replay, because that's going to be kind of few and far between. And it might, 5 people might watch the replay tonight, but, somebody might watch it next week or the month after. So that is okay, but when they're watching live, always ask them a different question so not everybody's going to answer the same thing. I hope that makes sense. and the end of your live. So always thank them for watching. Let them know if you're going to be going live again, if it is planned. If there's not a planned date, just let them know the topic you're going live about, or that you'll be going live again next week. You have yet to decide what you're going live about, but just to keep their eyes peeled on the announcement. And then again, remind them to comment replay if they catch the replay, or drop their favorite emoji, or answer that question if they joined you live. And that's another thing too, if you are doing some sort of giveaway in that live video. I watched something the other day, of course it was something on beauty or hair, I think, and she said, if you share this video, so instead of using that word share, because I think Facebook pulls that word out and then marks it as kind of spammy. So instead of saying share this video, she was saying network this video. So once you hit the share button and she used different words, but once you hit that share button and you share it to your page, she was calling it, once you're networking my video, let me know in the comments below that you did that and comment network, because Facebook's not going to pick that up as a share, and you can get away, that's a way around the whole giveaway. So I thought that was really, really cool that she was doing that, because I had never seen that before, but it makes total sense. Facebook's not picking up on that word, and you can get away with doing the giveaway, because she said every 100 people that network this video will draw a prize. So there you go. So that's something that you can do as well. So here are a couple screenshots from if you're going live on your mobile device. So when you're on Facebook, and I should have done from the very beginning, but I didn't. But when you're on Facebook and you click in your little write something, when you're on your profile, I should have done a screenshot for this. I'm so sorry. So when you're on your profile and you click into the write something box, like if you're getting ready to post, there is this little bar right here that will expand, and your live video button will be down here. So you'll click live video, the video will pop up, it'll be facing you, and the couple things that you need to do on here. So first, write your description. I just put going live. Obviously that's bad because that tells nobody nothing. That says nothing as to why I'm going live and why they should watch. So you want to have some sort of description there, whether or not it's real estate Q&A or live at Starbucks with my potential listing client, whatever the case is, you want to have some sort of description there. So you put the description in first, and then you click this little button at the top of that description that says to. So this is where you're posting it. 90% of the time, unless your profile is already public, it's probably going to say friends right here. And so you'll click that button, you'll make sure it's public, and you'll want to make sure that it's in your stories as well, because not only are people going to be scrolling through your news feed and catch your live video, they will also see it where the Facebook stories are as well. So they kind of hit a double time right there. And then you just hit start live video, and then it counts down from 3, 2, 1. So make sure you're not like frowning or, making a bad face. I don't like people to hold the phone when they're going live if they're facing themselves. Like if you're going live at a concert and you're showing the show, that's a little bit different. But if you're going live and you're facing yourself, have your phone on a solid surface or your iPad on a solid surface so it's not moving, because you don't want to make people throw up when they're watching the video because they're dizzy. So you just want to put your phone, you want to set it up somehow on a table or some sort of stand. If you have a small tabletop tripod, you can do that as well. But that way it's at a good angle. It's not, up your nose, down at the bottom. It's not too far up where you have to kind of look up to the sky. It's just at a perfect angle and it's not moving. So that's really important. And then it counts down, so make sure you're not doing anything silly, and then just start talking. And make sure you introduce yourself and all those tips that I had said in the beginning during your live. And then on your desktop or laptop, you click into what's on your mind. I swear to you, it says write something on my phone. But you click into this box, and then this live video button, this option is right on your desktop. Make sure that your laptop or the computer that you're going live on has video functionality, or you will not be able to do this. But click live video. And yes, that's me this morning. And so here are the things that you need to do. And I cut off, there's a button at the bottom that says start live or go live. And I cut that off, so I'm sorry. But you'll want to write something about this live, so that's your description. Change it to public. So you'll just click that little drop down and select public if it says friends. And then you'll click go live. It'll count down for you. and then you'll start talking just like you would on your mobile device. I don't hate going live on your computer, but I will say that when you do that, it's kind of backwards. So when you're looking at, it's like a mirror. So when you're looking in the mirror and you hold up your right hand, it's opposite, right?
Everyone else sees it opposite.
Everyone else will see. Yeah, so if you're holding up your right hand, it looks like you're holding up your right hand, but when people are looking at you, it looks like your left hand. So it's opposite. So it really throws you off. And if you're trying to show them something and you're holding it up, it's very difficult. So that's why I like to use my phone or my iPad, because it's easier, it's more user-friendly than going live on your desktop. And that is all I have for going live. So I am going to, I don't want to unmute everybody just because I don't want everybody talking at one time. But if you have a question and you want to talk the question, raise your hand on the webinar and I will unmute you, or you can just write in the questions box. I'll give everybody a couple minutes to answer those or write those if they want. I guess I'll ask everybody else a question. Who is currently using live video functionality? Is anybody doing this? Is anybody afraid to do this? I will say that I was terrified that first time, and this is when I pride myself on practicing what I preach when I'm on social media, because anything that I'm teaching my agents, I am doing, except for going live on my personal page, just because I haven't taken that leap quite yet. I've gone live on my personal page, but it's mostly to show Aria. Like the last time I did that, she was riding her bike for the first time. So I went live for that. I haven't gone live for any other reason outside of my kid yet. So that is one aspect that I'm still getting up the courage to practice what I preach. I used to go live weekly or almost daily in my beauty group. So I do know how to do it and I'm comfortable with it, but when you go live on your personal page, it kind of opens up more people to see it, and
which is awesome.
Which is great, because you want that. You want the more eyes, the better on your posts or your live videos. But it's still scary, so I still get scared. I know I'm telling everybody to do something that is scary, but I promise you it'll benefit you 48% more likely to build your business. So,
and you guys, if you want, feel free to reach out to Bree or myself, this is Lisa again, or your manager or whoever at your office, and pick an odd time, like say, I want to practice, can we go live at 7 a.m.? Don't ask me to help with that. I will help you at 10:30 p.m. But pick like an odd time and go live when you might not have as many people paying attention, but you can have Bree or myself, your manager, or someone or a group of people you trust on there definitely watching, and they can give you feedback afterwards, and it's going to help you kind of get over that first-time fear.
Mm-hmm. And you can always text a few people as well. So in the beginning when I would go live, I would text like 5 of my friends plus my mom and be like, can you come watch me because I'm getting ready to go live? And you don't want them to just come watch. You want them to come watch and you want them to comment, whether or not they say hey or, I'm here or wave or whatever the case is. Once they start commenting and you get 5 or 6 people to comment, Facebook will push it out to the next 5 or 10 people, etc. So you can always have that core group of people that you text and be like, hey, I'm getting ready to go live. Can you pop on for me? So that's just something to do as well. Okay. If you don't have any questions, I am going to hop off of here today. Our next one is November 12th, and we're going to be talking about using social media for testimonials and reviews. It's not going to be a class on typical reviews and testimonials. It's going to be using social media to do those, so it's going to be a little bit different. It's not going to be that written testimonial that you get from your clients. So we'll talk about that. And then I will mention that we are going to be doing a boot camp in December. I think December 6th and 13th. So we'll do Facebook on the 6th and Instagram on the 13th, or it might be the 12th. And those will fill up fast because we're not going to have more than like 20, 25 people in that class. So if you want that, if you want to be in that boot camp and you are active on Facebook, you have a personal page that you are actually using, you can come to the boot camp because it's not going to be very beginner oriented. I'm not going to start out about, how to start your business page or how to start your personal page. We are going to kind of dive right into creating content, a content calendar, and you will leave with an idea of what to post for the next week.
So those of you guys on the webinar or listening to it later have the inside information. and first dibs on that. So
Yeah. So, look out for that link. Otherwise, we will see you and talk to you guys later. Let me know if you have any questions. My email is bree.shirley@talktotucker.com. Thanks, guys.